H.R. 2401 is a toxic bill that attempts to dismantle any government regulation to protect our nation's public health and environment. To set the stage for my brief remarks, let me cite to the American public the Executive Order number 12,866, which says each agency shall assess both the costs and the benefits of the intended regulation, and recognizing that some costs and benefits are difficult to quantify, propose or adopt a regulation only upon a reasoned determination that the benefits of the intended regulation justify it. Now, we've been operating under that particular provision for a substantial period of time, and quite frankly, Congress's decisions with reference to the Clean Air Act, signed by President Richard Nixon in 1970, came about as a result of continuing arguments from industry that cleaning up air pollution was too expensive or not feasible. This bill forbids the Environmental Protection Agency from finalizing both mercury and toxic standards rule and, importantly, the cross-state air pollution rule requiring coal-fired power plants without modern pollution controls to install controls to reduce emissions of mercury and other toxic air pollutants, fine particulates, and the pollutants that cause smog and acid rain. In the Rules Committee, I spoke about being in Lewitny in Poland and watching the pollution that was destroying the Black Forest in another country in Germany. We have that take place in our states, where one state is offering emissions that come down on another state's population. And therefore, the cross-state air pollution rule said that coal-fired plants should install modern pollution controls. And guess what? 60% of them, including one of the largest producers of electricity in this country, Exelon in Illinois, do favor these same rules that are being sought to be delayed. And they favor them for the reason that, among other things, it has produced jobs and it has cured the problems that have been pointed out by the American Lung Association and countless other organizations that favor the Clean Air Act and are opposed to delaying further two particularly important measures that would allow for pollution to continue to be cleaned up. At Port Everglades in Florida, right outside my constituency, for all of the years that I've lived there, and that nears 50, this coal-powered plant has been producing emissions. Over the course of time, they have reduced those emissions. And Florida Power and Light very recently indicated that they're going to do everything that they can to meet the emission standards rather than sit up and try and oppose them, because they recognize, one, that they do have all of the juice, if you can call electricity that, and in the final analysis, those of us that benefit from it are going to wind up paying more. But to pay more to make sure that children don't have asthma, and to make sure that people don't have lung pollution, and to make sure that lakes don't go dead from mercury, or that fish don't have in them more mercury than they rightly should for food consumption, then I'm willing to pay more. And I believe most Americans are as well, in order that we will have clean air.
Gentleman's time has expired.